Hello and welcome back to Stuart Thomas Media and another episode of Stu's Reviews. So today we're going to take a look at this and these, the IKEA Tradfri. This lighting system is made as a direct competitor to Philips HUE. With a single gateway, this system can connect to a network of smart bulbs. These bulbs follow the white spectrum and are capable of anything from a white vibrant tone to a warm orange relaxed one. This system can also be controlled through an app. So you may be wondering why I'm currently in the car to start a review of some lights. Well, yesterday I went to IKEA to buy these lights, and what they didn't tell me was that I need something called a Tradfri steering device. Now this is a huge error by IKEA because nowhere on the box and not one of their advisors advised me to buy this steering device. So I'm actually quite angry about this. Now you can buy a full kit which gives you one of these steering devices in it. But I thought to myself, well, I'll save a bit of money because I don't need the controller. I'll just buy the gateway and the two bulbs. However, that was obviously the wrong thing to do. So I'm on the way back to IKEA to give them a word or two and to try and get one of these controllers. I'll see you back at the studio soon. So I've been to IKEA and I've come back with one of these, an IKEA steering device for the Tradfri system. Let's take a quick look. After losing 2 hours of my time on a round trip back to IKEA, this is the Tradfri steering device. Counterintuitively, this item is needed to make the entire system work. Bloody stupid if you ask me. Now in respect to style, I haven't got everything. I've only got a couple of the key segments of the Tradfri system, such as the bulbs, gateway and this, the steering device. You can also get things like wall panels, cupboards with inbuilt Tradfri system lighting, loads of different types of bulbs, so go check it out. But in terms of style, all of their bulb range at the moment for the Tradfri system is only white spectrum. At the moment, it looks like they don't do any coloured bulbs, so check them out on the website, which I'll leave a link below for you. Now, there's two ways of controlling the Tradfri system. The first way is through this, the steering device. Now, you need to group devices together for this to work. So, for example, this steering device, which is the remote control, would work in this room. Whereas, if I had lights in the second room, I'd need a second Tradfri controller to control those things. It also works through the app, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. But to see how this works, I'm going to turn the lights off and we'll get started. So now that we're in the dark, let's take a look at how these function. So there are two ways of controlling the Tradfri bulbs. The first way, as I was saying earlier, is through the steering device. Now this has been paired up to these and the hub, which is down underneath the desk at the moment. So it should be just as simple as pressing the big button in the middle and they should turn on. Now, you've got 4 other buttons on here. We have brightness and we have colour. Now, as I said, these currently are only supported in white spectrum, but if I tap left and right, you'll see it change hue slightly. So this is a more kind of vibrant white, like a wake up, energized. This is sort of a standard colour, and then back to relax. And this is on its dimmest setting currently. Now we can turn this up. If we just hold down the up button, you'll see it gets very bright indeed. This probably looks quite sinister from the camera. But anyway, and then we can turn it off again by pressing the big button in the middle. And they turn off. So you see it's actually very, very responsive. Now if we take a look at the app, this is where it slightly differs. So I'm just connecting to my gateway now. As you saw a second ago, this switch is controlling both of these lights because you have to group them up in groups, and that's ideal for things like rooms and stuff. But what if you want to control each bulb individually? Well, that's done through the Tradfri app. So on here I can select an individual bulb, which I'll show you on the screen while I'm doing this, and I can turn it on like you can see now, and I can also change the brightness and change the change the spectrum as well, which seems to be a little bit quicker than doing it through the bulb, but you have to log into the app. Now the app itself does not support HOMEKIT, so you can't use it with things like Siri, you can't swipe up from the bottom, you have to use the app. Whether this will change in the future, I'm not sure. But yeah, so we can turn the second bulb on by tapping on that there, turn it on, like so, and then we can also change the colour for this to a different colour to that one, so we can actually, or different spectrum, so we can change it around quite a lot by using the app. The remote is a little bit limited, but it is slightly easier to access because it's always there and it's always on, whereas the app you have to turn on and access anyway. So the price. Now this is where it gets a bit interesting because there's a lot of options available in the Tradfri range. One of the things I did say at the beginning is that I had to buy this separately. Now compare that to other competitors. You don't need anything like a steering device, so that immediately cuts down the cost. So overall, what I spent, it cost probably around about 60, 70 pounds to get a controller, 2 bulbs and the starter kit, or the gateway. After you've bought that, you'll probably need to spend a lot less because the bulbs themselves are quite cheap. So these bulbs here, which are E14, only cost £12, and you can get other bulbs as well for around £12 to £15. So actually they're not that expensive. It's just getting initially started, that's when it becomes a bit of a hassle. And guys, remember, if you are after a discount on any product you've seen on Stu's Reviews, head on over to the Stu's Review Club, where I release discounts on loads of different products, and you can join for just $1 a month, which equates to about 80p or 65 Indian rupees. So if you're getting some discount on a product, or you're looking to buy anything, it pretty much pays for itself and probably will end up saving you money. So I think these bulbs are good, but not the best. They are okay. It took me a long time to pair up, and the packaging was super unclear about what I actually needed to get going. Now, as I said, you can buy the starter kit, which probably most people will do, but I've used things like Philips HUE before, and I know that you don't need extra devices to get it working. All you need is a gateway and the bulbs, and you're off to a good start. These, you need the gateway, the bulbs, and controllers, or steering devices as they call it, which for me is a bit of a hindrance. It does take away from that kind of streamlined experience that I was expecting. But they are cheaper than the other options. Okay, they only come in white spectrum bulbs, but as at the moment, this system has the potentiality to grow, and it could become something really, really good and a serious competitor in the smart home technology sort of area. So, but that's yet to be seen. At the moment, I would say that something like Philips HUE is probably a little bit better, even though it's a bit more expensive. It's probably worth spending the extra money. But if you're looking for a product that potentially could grow into something really good, then the IKEA Tradfri range is probably a good place to start looking, and especially for its value as well, it's pretty good. So I'll see you back on Stu's Reviews soon.